Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a close and careful look at a familiar but often overlooked coin from modern American circulation, the 1988 Washington quarter dollar with the D mint mark. While this coin may seem common at first glance, it carries the history of a long-running design, the craftsmanship of the Denver Mint, and the everyday stories of millions of Americans who used it during the late 1980s. By slowing down and exploring its details, we can see why the 1988 D quarter still holds interest for collectors today. The Washington quarter was first issued in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, and its design quickly became one of the most recognized in U.S. coinage. By the time 1988 arrived, the quarter had been circulating in essentially the same form for more than half a century. This makes the 1988 issue part of the classic Washington quarter era, well before the state quarters program changed the look of the denomination in 1999. Coins from this period represent stability and tradition in American currency, and the 1988 D quarter fits perfectly into that story. The small D mint mark on this coin indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most important production facilities of the United States Mint. On the obverse, the mint mark appears just to the right of Washington's ponytail, a tiny detail that carries a lot of meaning for collectors. In 1988, the Denver Mint produced a very large number of quarters to meet everyday demand, so most examples found today are common. However, the condition and quality of the strike play a big role in how desirable a particular coin can be. The 1988 D quarter is made of a copper-nickel clad composition, with two outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This gives the coin its familiar silver-gray color and durable structure. It measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighs 5.67 grams, giving it a solid, balanced feel. Coins that circulated heavily often show wear on the high points, while uncirculated examples retain bright mint luster and sharper details. On the obverse, we see the left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The word Liberty appears across the top, while the motto "In God We Trust" is positioned to the left of Washington's profile. Beneath his neck is the date 1988, clearly marking the coin's place in history. On well-preserved coins, the details in Washington's hair, jawline, and coat remain crisp, while circulated pieces often show smoothing in these areas. Turning the coin over reveals the classic heraldic eagle reverse. The eagle stands proudly with wings spread wide, clutching arrows in one talon and an olive branch in the other, symbolizing both strength and peace. Above the eagle are the inscriptions United States of America and E pluribus unum, and below it reads quarter dollar. This reverse design had been familiar to Americans for generations, and in 1988 it continued to represent continuity and national identity. From a collecting standpoint, the 1988 D quarter is generally considered a circulation issue, meaning worn examples usually hold face value. However, collectors look closely at uncirculated coins, especially those with strong luster, clean surfaces, and a sharp strike. Some quarters from the late 1980s are known to have slightly weaker strikes, particularly in the eagle's feathers, so finding a well-struck example can be rewarding. There is also excitement around mint errors, which can occasionally be found on 1988 D quarters. Errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or doubled features can significantly increase a coin's value. These errors are not common, but they add an element of treasure hunting to the hobby and encourage collectors to carefully inspect even the most ordinary-looking coins. Beyond its collectible aspects, the 1988 D quarter holds a strong sense of nostalgia. It reminds many people of everyday life in the late 1980s, a time of payphones, arcade machines, parking meters, and cash transactions. These quarters passed through countless hands, becoming part of daily routines and small moments that now feel like history. What makes the 1988 Washington quarter special is not rarity, but its place in time. It represents a stable period in American coinage, bridging earlier decades and the major design changes that would soon follow. Coins like this show us that even everyday currency can carry meaning, memory, and a connection to the past. Thank you for watching and spending time exploring the 1988 quarter dollar with the D mint mark. If you enjoyed this video and want more content like this, be sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let me know which coin you'd like to see next, and I'll see you in the next video.